Okay, today we are going to talk about trilogy. This is, to me, it's a huge cooking tip. This was something my grandmother used to make. That's how I learned how to make it. I've done it at home for years. We do it in the restaurant. It's such a time saver, and it's kind of one of those prep ahead things. So all it is onion, celery, and garlic. That was my grandma's combo, and that's what I've always done. You can do other aromatics, bell pepper, which I like bell pepper and cook with it, but it's a little strong for me, so I use it sparingly. But anyway, what I'm going to teach you is onion, celery, garlic. So let me flip the down and see. Oh, keep doing that. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do today, good golly, let me get this where you can see it. Okay. So I'm doing 2 pounds of onions, a half a pound of celery, and a 1/4 cup of garlic. And we're going to use our roasted garlic from the other video. Isn't that exciting? So I've already cut up some, blended it in the food processor. I did half the batch just to save time. But let me show you what we'll do. I kept this onion, this half of an onion, because I wanted to show you something. Please don't throw away, what is now termed on the internet as ugly vegetables. I mean, there is nothing wrong with this onion. You can just peel that off. So what we're going to do is just cut that tip off, throw it over here in our scrap bowl, and then peel these couple layers. You don't want that. Can you see that? But you don't need to throw the whole onion away because of that. I mean, you could even just cut this off. If it looks funky, cut it off. And look at that. Beautiful, perfect. Everything's fine with that onion. Get that little bit of stuff off, wipe it on your towel. And it's good. So all you need to do is cut your onion in some big chunks and drop it in your food processor. So we're going to take this. This is our last one. My 2 pounds was 3 onions. I'm a big believer in weighing things. We'll talk about that in another video. I just like the consistency of the size. And of course, we're going to get an onion skin that's going to be a pain in the butt. Sometimes they just peel off so easy, and then other times they're going to be difficult. Okay, well, I hate to lose that whole layer, but I'm going to do it for time. All right, so we'll take this guy, we'll cut it like this. I mean, again, just some big chunks. Throw it in your food processor. I'll do this other piece of onion in a minute. Now let me talk to you a little bit about celery. I just cut the very tip off. A couple chunks. I do leaves and all. It's food, it's nutrition. Why throw it away? Cut those little tips off. See, those are a little icky looking, so we'll get rid of those. Scrap bowl. Now this end, see, that was all mangled up in the package. We'll just throw that in the scrap bowl. Cut these. I've already washed my celery. I did that before I started the video, just again to save time. Because the way celery grows, like this, you'll get dirt lodged in these. So you need to wash that out, or you're going to have some gritty trilogy. Cut those little tips off, only because they're kind of dried out. There's really nothing wrong with them necessarily. They're just a little bit dry, so I cut them off. Whoops. There's nothing meticulous, specific, or pretty about doing this. Now see, those leaves look a little icky. So I'm probably going to just take that, for the sake of time, take that off. Maybe get those good ones there. I like the leaves. I like to put them in soups, definitely put them in my trilogy. All right, throw all that in there. Now let me bring this guy over here. So there's my food processor bowl with my onion, and oh, let me show you this. You see that little part of the root of the onion? I am going to cut that off. I don't like to have that in there because it doesn't blend up well, and then you wind up with this kind of hard, chunky, fibrous piece. And then we'll put, I already did half my trilogy, remember? And we're doing a 1/4 cup, so I needed another couple tablespoons. All right. See, this is our roasted garlic that we did in the last video. See how awesome this is? Ready to use. No fooling with the garlic. So I'm going to pause it for a minute, finish this onion, and then we'll come back and I'll finish it out. Okay, we're gonna run the the Ninja food processor on low for 15 seconds. That's all it takes. Okay, I didn't make y'all sit there and listen through the whole 15 seconds of processing. So I just did it the last couple seconds. You can kind of see what it looks like. Now we're gonna go back over here. Whoops, didn't mean to get my mug in that picture. And we're going to put this in our bowl. Since I'm doing a big batch, if this was all you were doing, like if you were doing 1 pound of onions, a 1/4 pound of, talk about that in a minute, 1/4 pound of celery and 2 tablespoons of garlic, you're done. See, you have Trilogy. Let me get it's just chopped up. It is ready to rock and roll. But since I've doubled mine, what I'm doing is putting it all in a bowl, do the 2 separate batches in a bowl so it can be mixed real good, just for consistency and to make sure that, everything is blended real well. Because if you wind up, again, unless you measure exactly, you may wind up with a little more onion in one bowl and garlic than the other and, blah, blah, blah. So I like to do it this way, but it's your kitchen. You can do it however you see fit. If you're not as, detailed and anal about stuff as I am, then just go with your 2 batches. Who cares? So get that guy out of the way, and then we can kind of mix this up. Remember how we talked about the sulfur in the garlic? Whew, these onions are kicking my tail. Looks like I'm crying up here, but I'm not. It's just burning, but it's such a wonderful thing. So we'll get all that out there so we don't waste nothing. Stick that right over there. Now this one little piece that didn't get blended up, I'll just, little tiny, they're gonna be a little bit bigger than the rest. It is not the end of the world. It's gonna cook down in whatever you put it in. So just get that in there. Get our lid, get all our little scraps off. All right, now you have Trilogy. Whoop, back here. You can use this any place a recipe would call for chopped onion. So here's where the beautiful part comes in. I take mine and I'll just put it in in a jar, or in this case, a couple jars, and stick it in the fridge. Again, like the garlic, it depends on how much you cook. Hopefully you cook a lot as to how much of this you want to make. This is going to give about 2 quart jars. So that's 8 cups. If an onion, good golly, I'm babbling. If a recipe calls for, a cup chopped or half cup chopped or medium onion, that kind of thing, you can just pull this out, measure out what you need, and keep on going. There's no, on a weeknight when you're, rushing to get food on the table for your family, having to stop and chop an onion. It's chopped. It is ready to go in the refrigerator all the time. And the bonus is, the celery being in there is just added flavor and nutrition, as well as the garlic. This is one of those things you can get real creative with. If a recipe calls for onion and garlic, just use Trilogy. You're done. If you want extra garlic, throw some of your extra roasted garlic in there. It's beautiful. Whatever you want to do, you can just be real kind of fluid and creative. Let me turn this up so I'm not waving my hands around like a goofball. This will last in the refrigerator for a month or so, literally. Now it's going to start smelling stronger. It's onion. It's going to smell stronger, but it's perfectly fine. I have had Trilogy in my refrigerator up to 2 months. I know that freaks some people out. In this world of if your food is more than 24 hours old, oh my God, throw it away. It makes me want to scream. It's perfectly fine. You can keep on using it. But it just saves so much time. If your recipe calls for a medium onion, kind of like I do with the garlic, I've translated that into a cup chopped. So then I'd come and I'd get a cup of Trilogy and dump that in my recipe. So I just kind of use that. This medium, large, small onion business is all subjective. What's medium, small, or large to you is different to somebody else. So I like to, for myself, convert things into half cup, whatever. So Medium onion is a cup of chopped onion equals a cup of trilogy. Rock on, you've got some fast cooking. So I hope that helped. I hope you make some trilogy. It's a beautiful thing. Stick it in your fridge when you're cooking. No chopping of onion, garlic, or celery. It's all right there. So hope that helped. Let me know. Ask any questions in the comments. Tell me if you liked it. You thought, well, don't tell me if you thought it was stupid. I don't think I can handle that. But anywho, I hope this helps. Thanks. Okay, one more thought on the trilogy. Sorry. I get done with these videos and then I think, oh, I should have said, oh, shoot, I didn't tell them. One thing I do that I would encourage you to do is if you have recipes, cookbooks that you're working with, write in them. Make notes. Put whatever little comments on the recipes. I mean, I've got some that I've got gag or yuck because I tried something and didn't like it. Or like in the case of trilogy, and this is what made me think about this, if it says 1 medium onion, scratch it and put 1 cup trilogy. Just, quick little tips for yourself. So as you're continuing to cook, you see that and it's just an easy reference. If you make it and decide, that was a little too much onion, then go back and say 1/2 cup trilogy. I mean, it's your kitchen. Do things to your taste and your family's flavors. And write in those cookbooks, mark up those recipe cards, make them your own. And put the notes on there that are helpful to you. So, anywho, and hopefully that'll be a hand it down to generations thing, because I've got cookbooks from my grandmother, Memaw, and I can look back and see her notes on stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it's nostalgic, it's fun, it just kind of makes me think about her, and I like that. So hopefully at some point my grandkids will have my cookbooks and see the same thing, and, it's just a little family thing. So, anywho, have a good one.